Alright guys, today I'm going to show you how I learned how to do wheelies. Like, I can wheelie now. Whoa. So, first things first, the easiest way I learned how to is from a dead stop and just, you know, play with the clutch to get the wheel up and cover your back brake. But I'll load the front suspension down, and then at one time I'll let the clutch out and to get the front wheel up and then get it back to balance point. Which for me, I can kind of ride the balance point now, but for you guys being beginner riders, what I would focus on is getting the front wheel up and then bringing it back down with the brake. So get it done like this and then brake it with your rear brake. Just mash it down, and then eventually you're going to get good at holding pressure on it and get better to where you can just start actually riding wheelies. But that's how I learned, and basically just kept practicing. So, but yeah, I feel like from a dead stop's definitely the easiest. And if you're on a dirt bike or something, or a small dirt like I am, you can even have both legs off and pop it up and have both feet down, kind of dragging. Because on a bike like this, you can just hop off the back like how I just did if it goes back too far. And if I drop this, it's not really no big deal. So that's why I'm a bit more crazy on wheelies on this than I am my Grom. My Grom's brand new, same as my other bikes. But basically just keep practicing what I'm doing right now, popping it up and then just riding it out. But basically just comes down to practice. The more you practice, the better you'll get. So the more time you're out doing this, the better you're going to get at it eventually. Sometimes it'll take you you know, a long time to master wheelies, or you could do it in like a month and be back to balance point no problem. One of my buddies I taught how to ride, and he's now doing wheelies no problem, less than a year of learning how to ride now. And then I got a couple other buddies that are, you know, been riding for 5 years and they can't do a wheelie still. But that's mainly because they don't practice. So if you guys get the practice down, then it's pretty easy. And it definitely helps if you have a little dirt bike or something, because you can just throw these things around, you know. Parts ain't gonna break on these, and it's a dirt bike at the end of the day. I don't really take this on the road no more. Just like that, and then back down. When it goes too far back, you can either throw your leg off or you can use the brake. And then if you're, you know, if you can't even get it back to balance point because you're still a beginner rider, you can just pop the clutch and just kind of, you can ride it out from a dead stop. That's also pretty easy. You can keep one foot on the back brake, and then you can have your other foot off from a dead stop. It helps with your balance about how to learn. But we're gonna do it again right here. Pop it up and then just ride it out. I'm not actually getting to balance point. I'm just riding the wheelie out and then letting it slowly drop back down. Which is most likely, if you're a beginner rider, that's most likely what you're going to be doing, is this. So just slightly below balance point, and you're just going to ride it out. So you're going to gradually increase your speed until it gets higher in the RPMs, and it's going to come back down. But practicing that definitely helps a lot. So I definitely recommend doing this for practice. And then everything else will basically, you're just going to be learning it on the way as you go. But it's super fun. Super fun, and it gets super easy. And the progress of you going from like this, being able to wheelie like that, and then going to this is so much fun. the process itself is fun, you know, from not being able to wheel at all to you can just wheelie however far you want. You can do pivot turns, you can do whatever. And if you race dirt bikes or hard enduros or anything like that, it's also, you're going to be practicing this anyway, because it definitely helps being able to pivot turn like this in a tight area. Being able to do a 180, that definitely helps. So, and you'll definitely use it. But yeah, that's basically it. Pretty much it. I don't really know what else, you know, anything else that's gonna help. I don't really know, because that's pretty much it. It mainly just comes down to practicing. I mean, there's so many videos out about how to do wheelies, you know, how to learn and stuff. So, or just whatever is easiest for you is what I would do, and it's your decision at the end of the day. And then, you know, just don't force yourself to wheelie whenever you can't. You know, only do what you know you can do, because if not, you're probably going to start breaking stuff. This thing bogs down when it gets on the back wheel. But yeah, after you guys learn that, then you can start going to like moving wheelies, which you're going to be moving, and then you're just going to clutch it up, and then you're going to do your wheelie, which is a little bit harder, I think. So, but I'll show you guys. So moving and then pulling the clutch in, and then letting it eat to get the front wheel up, which is a little bit harder. Or the way I like to do it, which I never see anybody, you know, on any of the videos, I don't really I don't see them talking about this, but from a dead stop, dumping the clutch, getting the front wheel up, I think that's helped me the most whenever I was a kid learning, is I would just do dead stop wheelies, because then you can have one leg off and keep your other foot on the brake, and then just pop it up. And then everything else just comes naturally the more you ride. Like pivot turns and everything, we'll do one right now. Ooh, I'm pretty good, but even the pros mess up sometimes. So just remember that, because everyone's gonna have their mess ups and crashes and everything. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Let me know what else you guys want to see, any videos, recommendations to make, stuff like that. I'm running out of ideas, so I'm making a wheelie tutorial right now.